Hey YouTube, this is Wolf Airsoft Gaming, and today's episode is all about hop-up and inner barrels. I'm going to be discussing how they work, the functions of them, what to upgrade, what they do, and basically give you guys a better understanding of what they are and how you can upgrade them. So that's a diagram of the most common hop-up unit. Now it may look complex, but it's a lot easier than it actually looks. So when you adjust your hop-up unit, you're unscrewing it and turning this knob here, subsequently turning all these three knobs. Now what that does is that adjusts how far that this arm goes up or down. And depending on how far down it is, depends on how far the nub protrudes through the top of the barrel. And you'll notice that in the top of the barrel, this is the hop-up unit goes there, and where the BBs feed are right behind it, but up top here is this little slot cut in, and that's for the nub to protrude down. So if you're looking through the barrel, which I can't really get the camera to do, basically if the hop-up was all the way off, you'd be able to see the barrel just as a circle. However, if it's all the way down, the nub's going to be pressing down in here, and you'll be able to see it inside the barrel if you're looking straight through it. So the more hop-up that you have, the further the arm is down, the further the nub is showing through the inside of the barrel, and the more backspin that you have on the BB. So now that was a diagram of the hop-up unit, and I'm going to go a bit more in depth with the actual parts of it. So this is obviously a hop-up unit, and again, this is one of the most standard ones, most commonly found in M4s. Now there's two different types, and you can tell because this one here has the wheel on the side of it right here, and you can just unscrew that and adjust that, and like I said before, it'll adjust these two and turn the hop-up arm down or up. Now if you don't have one here, you have one most commonly found on version 3 gearbox guns, which some you can upgrade to have an M4, and personally I like them because they're easier. They've got a wheel right here towards the end of it, and they won't have these three. But it's the same concept, they both spin gears, and they both turn the hop-up arm down to adjust the hop-up nub. Now the actual hop-up arm looks like this, and adjusts by the third gear. So this is what you're adjusting either up or down. Now you can tell it's got the spring there and the arrow pointing to this little notch right here, which I'll try to, yep, right there is where your hop-up nub sits. And the spring here gives it some resistance so that when you do release the tension from the gears, it can go back up. So that's all the main components of the hop-up unit. So now I'm going to be discussing the hop-up nub. So there's two main different types of hop-up nubs. There's the standard nub and the H nub. Now there's also some like flat hop and others, but these are the main two most commonly found in airsoft guns. Most airsoft guns, just about all of them, are going to come with a standard nub, and I'm just going to be discussing the advantages and actually what they do. So the standard nub, as you can see this diagram right here, goes on top of the barrel, and it's basically just a cylinder. That's all it is. And its job is to make one single contact point on the BB and give it backspin. And the contact point is directly in the center where the BB touches. So there's only one, and most commonly, because it's in the center, it doesn't exactly balance the BB out. And what will typically happen is it'll usually go to the left or to the right. Now you can get an upgraded hop-up nub. Angel Custom makes both rubber and metal for the relatively cheap. They're about $4 to $6 for a set of them, and they're not the only manufacturer. There's others like Mad Bull Hop-Up that also does it. But the H nub is so great because it has two contact points, one on the left of the BB and one on the right. Now what this does is this gives the BB more stability, and because it's balanced on both sides, gives it a constant trajectory and backspin on the BB. So a lot of the times if your BBs are curving left to right, typically because of your hop-up nub, now this could also be some other things, but mainly that's what it is. So as you can see here, the contact points for this one are on both sides of the BB, and that's why it has such a good trajectory. And hop-up nubs are relatively cheap, and they're usually an easy upgrade. And a lot of the time, if you're taking your hop-up unit apart, you'll probably lose one, so it's best to keep extras around or just buy upgraded ones. Again, this is just a really cheap, quick upgrade that you can use to definitely up the FPS and accuracy of your gun. So different inner barrels have different prices because of the material that they're made out of. This is a stock inner barrel that came on a G&G Scar, and as you can tell, it's more of a gold appearance. That's because it's made out of brass. Now, if you have a gas blowback and per se it rains or whatever, if you don't clean out your inner barrel, if it's stock in brass, which some of them do, like WE, I know that you can get upgraded inner barrels that come in stainless steel and whatnot, but it can cause mildew and other blockages in your gun. Also, they can chip and damage a lot more easily, giving you bad FPS and accuracy. So it's best to upgrade them, although it's not necessary. This is a inner barrel from one of the cheaper manufacturers, SHS, and it's 363 millimeters long, and it's a 6.03. This one generally costs around $25, and they're cheap upgrades. Like I said, there's nothing. They'll come in barrels or tubes and everything. Nice packaging, but it's not a necessary upgrade. This one I got from Airsoft GI, and it's a 6.03 509 millimeter inner barrel. Now, I don't have this equipped on any of my guns right now, just because I usually play more CQB, and I don't really have a need for that long of a barrel. But if you have an M16, this is a direct replacement for it. However, it's just got a tighter diameter, 6.03, so the BB has less room to wiggle around in, basically. Now, as you'll see, as more upgrades go, the more customization you have, so you'll see more markings on it, more indents for different type of hop-up chambers and whatnot. And as you can tell from the differences, this one's made of a low-quality brass it's just not too good. Where this one is made out of a high-quality stainless steel, I think it is. Some type of high-quality metal, and it'll keep its form for a lot longer, and it won't create any type of mildew or any type of blockage. Although the tighter diameter it is, the more that you do have to clean it. And that's about it for this episode of Airsoft Upgrades. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, leave them down below, and I will reply to you guys as soon as possible. Thanks again for all of you for supporting my channel, and if you really like the video, hit the like button. If you want to help the channel grow, subscribe, and this is Wolf Airsoft Gaming, and I will see you in the next video.